want to move abroad, please stay tuned.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to jump straight to the point. Previously I had made a video of how to move abroad, like the easiest way to move abroad. Today I'm going to pick one of the ways and try to expand on it, and that is how to become an au pair. For those who don't know, an au pair is someone who moves to a different country with a host family in order to be able to help with taking care of the kids of the host family, and also being able to exchange culturally, exchange the culture, and also be able to learn the language of the country, of course, or the kids could also learn your language as well. Having said that, I think there are so many highlights that come along with being an au pair. For example, I would think of it as the cheapest way to move or to travel abroad. I would think of it as a way to make international friends, like physical international friends. Of course, there are many websites there and applications that you can meet friends online, but this is different because you get to meet the friends from all over the world in person. And another thing is that you tend to travel as an au pair. For example, if you are in a country in Europe, for example, in Europe it's so easy to move around, so you can travel from country to country as an au pair during your free time and just relax. It's just the easiest way to move away from home, of course, if it fits you. And then another highlight, I think I would say, it's another way to learn the language, a different language that is not spoken in your country, because you tend to look after the kids, so it's easy for you to practice with the kids, because kids are not they will correct you, they will try to learn with you, so you can learn along with the kids. I think that's an advantage on its own. And as another thing is you tend to know the structure of the country, how things are done. You get to integrate yourself. And for example, matter studies, you can easily finish the au pair and join a course, do a diploma or a degree or whatever thing or a master's, whatever thing you want to expand on, still living with this family basically. Or you can use it as a ladder to step out and go and live on your own when you're done. So there are so many advantages, and of course it's not for everybody. So for anyone who maybe may have bumped into the video, maybe you're looking forward to being an au pair or to recommend it to someone, I'm just going to state on the ways that you can actually become an au pair. First and foremost, you need to be between 18 and 30 years. So the age 18 and 30 years, not younger than 18 and not older than 30 years. Some countries are different depending on what's listed in the visa application. Some countries require you only to have to have an upper limit age of 26. Some require you to have an upper limit of 28, and some require you to have an upper limit of 30 years, depending on the country that you want to apply in. If I'm not wrong, I think Belgium is 26 years, Austria the same, Netherlands I think is also 26 now. It might have changed, it used to be 28 years, and many more. You need just to look on the website. Another thing, you need to have a valid passport, of course. So before you start the process, you either need to have a valid passport or be in the process of applying for one, because things might happen very fast and you might need it in order to have the visa. Another thing is that you need to look for a host family. If you're not working with an agent or agency, you need to go on the websites that you can, there's some websites which have host families, so you need to register in this website and look for a host family yourself. At the end of the video, I will link, or I will put down the websites that you can actually find host families. After finding host family, for example, you want to move a country like Belgium, or you want to move to USA, or you want to move to UK, or wherever. After finding a host family, you need to make contact. You need to make calls with this host family and see that check if you are compatible, because remember, you're moving from your home country going to a different country. You don't know these people, they don't know you. You need to make this relationship between you and them and see if you're compatible, because if not, things might go sour when when you have already moved from your home country, and that might cause you like trauma and other cultural shocks. Of course, there will be always cultural shock, but it might go overboard for you. After getting a host family and making calls with them and ensuring that everything is in order, then you can go to the next step of signing a contract. After signing a contract, so you need to read carefully what's written in the contract. In the contract, there will always be the working hours. There will always be how's it called? There will always be the working hours, and there will always be the duties and tasks to do. Remember, this is not like a nanny. You are just there to look after the kids and help with the few households. So you need to have a limit of how much you need to work, depending on different countries. Some countries allow you to only work for 20 hours. Some countries allow you to work for 30 hours. Remember, this is not like a nanny job, so there are limits to it, because you also don't get paid a lot of money like a nanny. You need to have limit. For example, some countries, I know, like Belgium is, I think, 20 hours, if I'm not wrong. Some countries are like 30 hours a week, so you need to have like an agreement with your host family so that you adhere to the stated hours. Not that you sign something else and then the host family has something else. They need to be compatible, what you're going to submit and what's expected of you. And of course, the salary is important. You need to check on, for example, if you choose a country like USA, you need to check in the country's visa applications website how much they state an au pair should be paid. So they can only pay more, they can't pay less, because there's always a limit that is written how much an au pair should get. So you need to check on that. And also one of the things you need to check is insurance. Like, you need to be insured before you get actually to that country that you're going to, because it will be required when you're applying for the visa. Some countries like Netherlands, you have to pass through an agency, so that means the agency will do everything for you. Or if you're applying it through an agency, some agency will just do the whole process for you. You will only need to appear and provide the documents that are required. So each country is different, of course, and each country has stated clearly in the visa application sites what is actually needed. In case you have question, you can write your comment below. I'll be able to answer you as fast as possible, or when I can. Another thing is that you need to have an amount, or a specific amount of money in your account, or a guarantor. Usually it's supposed to be in your account, actually. That depends also from country to country. There's some countries which will ask you to have a minimum of 500 euros. Some countries will ask you to have a minimum of 2,000. It depends from country to country. So this amount, you need to have it when you're applying for the visa application, because they will need to check if you are how's it called, if you can be able to take care of yourself, basically, because they don't want to bring someone to their country, and even before they start enjoying the country, they just start feeling frustrated and whatnot. It depends. Some families actually will take care of your travel expenses, some not. It's not a must. That depends from family to family. So what the things you need to do or to have, you need to be between 18 and 30 years. You need to have a valid passport. You need to have some money in your account, depending on the country you want to move to. You need to have or language, actually. Some countries also that don't speak English have a requirement that you need to have a basic level of the country's language before you can apply. For example, Germany will require you to have A1 certificate of German. That is the basic, like 1, 2, 3, or like introducing your name. I'm called so and so. I'm not sure of Spain. I'm not sure if you need Spanish. Anyway, so you need to check on that. But most of the time, that's not a requirement. Like, you just apply and you can easily go and learn the language there. Another thing is also the insurance. I mentioned already. I mentioned what else? Oh, you need an invitation letter from the host family. So the host family, as the host family writes you or sends you the contract, they need to send you an invitation letter, and you need to write a motivational letter. Usually that depends from country to country, but most of the time the embassy requires you to write a motivational letter, which basically states why do you want to become an au pair. Like, what motivates you? Do you just want to be an au pair because you had someone saying they became an au pair, or you want to be an au pair because it's something you've been wanting to be? And another thing is that you need to have a childcare experience. Like, you need to have taken care of either your nephews, nieces, or somewhere in a children's home, or like some childcare experience to be able to be eligible. Otherwise, you might not be considered. So you need to be aware of that. Another thing is that you need not to have kids, because they don't want you to go there, because of course the money you're gonna get is not so much to be able to take care of your child. They don't want you to go there and instead of taking care of the family's kids, you start thinking of your own, because those are some of the things that can impact you in one way or the other from performing. So that is just info that you need to know before you apply. You also, I think you need not to be married. You need not to be married. Exactly. I think that depends from country to country as well. Well, yeah, you need not to be married, and you can be in a relationship, of course, that's not a problem. And what else? Some families, that is of course from family to family, would require you to have a driving license. That's not a must. You need to look. Some families don't care if an au pair has a license or not. Another thing is what could I have forgotten? Yeah, your health records. Like most of the host families or agencies or whatever, they will ask you for health records. Usually it's like TB. I think TB is always like on top of the game. You need to, there's some tests you need to do before you move or before you apply. So these tests these certificates will be attached together with your application when you are filling it in, and you'll be able to apply to bring it to the embassy with you. Another thing is, could I have forgotten something? Yeah, I think that's basically it. So that's it. Oh, even though I was quite not feeling well, I hope I was able to give you some information and clarification about being an au pair or traveling abroad as an au pair. In case you need any clarification about anything regarding this, please write a comment below. I'll be able to respond to you when I can. See you on the next.